Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out. This is episode 228 and the first news show of 2022. We took off a bit of time at the end of the year. It was the weekend of New Year's Eve, where we ran a best of Tech It Out, if you will, which we sometimes say in Radioland is an encore presentation, picking interviews and shows that we liked from earlier in the show and packaging it all up for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. And more importantly, I hope you enjoyed your break overall. I trust that you had a great holiday with family and friends. And I hope you're staying healthy despite this surge in Omicron, this variant. I do remain optimistic about 2022, however, and I wish you all a fantastic new year. All right, we have a great Tech It Out planned for you this hour. As you may or may not know, the Consumer Electronics Show, or CES, just wrapped up in Las Vegas. So we're going to devote the first half of the show today to that topic and all of the highlights from Sin City, even though I decided to cover it remotely instead of going in person. I'll share some of the things that really impressed me, and so will my guest this hour. Mario Armstrong will join us a couple of times, who has also covered the big tech news and products from CES. Later on in the show, we're going to chat about those trendy weighted blankets with a company called Hush. Have you heard about these things? It seems like they're all over TV and social media. And so I wanted to have them on as a guest to explain how they work. You know, what's the appeal of these things? Can they really help calm you, relax you, help you sleep better, which is how they're advertised? So we're going to get into all of that later on Tech It Out when we chat weighted blankets with Hush. And hey, if you're on social media, drop by and say hi this weekend. I'm on all the major platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So come and say hi. Let me know what you're up to. Maybe you received a new tech toy over the holidays and you have some questions about it. I'll spell my name out for you in a moment if you want to jot it down. Or if you have any guest suggestions for Tech It Out, products you'd like me to cover or review on this program, anything like that, feel free to reach out on social media. It would be great to hear from you. All right, so it's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C, Saltzman with a Z. So it's MarkSaltzman. And once again, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Pick your poison and come and say hi. Let me know what you're up to this weekend and what you'd like to hear on Tech It Out going forward. All right, lots of topics and guests to get to on an all-new Tech It Out, powered by Asus. For those in search of incredible, I'll tell you more about them momentarily, but let's officially kick things off. All right, as I mentioned earlier in the show this past week, I virtually attended the 55th annual Consumer Electronics Show. I was going to go in person, but I decided to err on the side of caution and cover the show remotely. But nonetheless, I saw some very cool tech that I want to share with you, ranging from huge TVs to very smart laptops, a couple of smart home accessories, including hands-free ones, and then ending off on an electric vehicle with crazy range and some other cool features. So let's dive right in. First up, the big news is a big TV, and I mean big. How about the world's first 97-inch OLED television from LG? This is a world's first. It's a massive 97-inch OLED TV as part of its G2 or Gallery series. OLED televisions, of course, are super thin because there's no backlighting required. Every pixel is its own light source. And if you want to show perfect blacks, you can just have that light turn off rather than a black pixel with a light behind it like other television technologies. So as a result, there's a lot more depth with OLED. These are these premium TVs, your jaw's just hanging when you see them at big box stores. So that refers to the unprecedented contrast levels. They offer high brightness and color accuracy. And these LG TVs are also very smart. They are powered by their WebOS 22 platform with a lot of bells and whistles, including more personalization features. There's something called NFC Magic Tap to mirror your phone. So you just tap your television with your phone to mirror the content on it, and the ability to stream content between TVs in the home. Also, LG introduced ASUS, it's Objet TV. That's O-B-J-E-T. Sounds very fancy, which is covered in fabric. So when you're not watching it, it can become part of your room decor when fully covered. There's like a button on the remote for it. Or you can have it partially covered to display some information. But, LG is clearly not afraid to take any risks, and I applaud them for that. So very cool technology shown at CES. Going from a bigger screen to a smaller one is the Lenovo ThinkBook Plus Gen 3 laptop. This is the world's first laptop with a 17.3-inch ultra-wide 21:10 aspect ratio display with a second 8-inch touchscreen just to the right of the keyboard. So you can take notes, like for example, you're on a Zoom call on the main screen, you can jot down notes on the smaller one, and you do get that digital pen included. It can become a giant calculator if you're, say, a bookkeeper or an accountant. If you're a digital artist, that smaller screen to the right of the keyboard can be your palette, and then the bigger screen is your canvas. You get the idea. Lots of cool things you can do, including mirroring your smartphone on that smaller display to help you multitask easier. What I love about this Lenovo ThinkBook and other ones is the webcam has what's called a privacy alert feature. If you're using the laptop in public, say in a hotel lobby or airport lounge, coffee shop, and someone is looking over your shoulder, it will tell you on the screen, it'll flash an icon that tells you someone is looking over your shoulder. Very smart stuff. Again, that's called the Lenovo ThinkBook Plus Gen 3. Speaking of laptops and versatility, ASUS made some waves at the CES show with its ZenBook 17 Fold OLED. Like that Lenovo computer, this is a 17.3-inch laptop, but it's a flexible panel that can be folded in half when, say, putting it away in your backpack or your purse. Or it could be open full screen to use like a tablet with your fingertips, or with the Bluetooth keyboard, which is included. Or you can bend this ZenBook like a book and read it as such, like if you download an ebook to it. So very versatile, so cool. When it ships this year, the ASUS ZenBook 17 Fold OLED will also have stereo quad speaker sound, certified by Harman Kardon and supporting Dolby Atmos. Very impressive. A couple of smart home items. First, in the kitchen, the Moen Smart Faucet with motion control. Not only can you start and stop the flow of water with a wave of your hand, but you can control the temperature as well. If you wave to the left, it's hot water. Wave in the air to the right, it's cold, or down for warm water. There's an app as well that lets you customize the temperatures and the motions to fully personalize the experience. There's also smart speaker support. So if you have an Amazon or Google smart speaker nearby, you can use your voice to start and stop the flow of water, ask for a certain temperature, and even an amount. That's right, volume. So you can put a pot, for example, underneath the faucet and ask for 2 cups of hot water. Or, use the app to have presets like dog bowl or water bottle or coffee maker, and it'll know how much water to dispense at the desired temperature. Very cool stuff. Now, this is coming out in the spring, but some Moen smart faucets coming out later in the year will have no handles at all. Very sleek and modern. Going from the kitchen to the bathroom, finally in 2022, we have an alternative to flossing. So you don't have to lie to your dentist or dental hygienist anymore, because we all know we don't do it, even though we say we do. Well, this is the Philips Sonicare cordless power flosser that uses a proprietary quad stream technology to cover more areas of the tooth and in between them as well with these 4 X-shaped streams. Philips says it can clean 9 times the area with up to 99.9% plaque removal in just 60 seconds. It's out this month, and it has 2 different modes to choose from and 3 intensity settings. Again, very much about personalization, as you can tell across the board with these devices unveiled at CES. That product, again, is called the Philips Sonicare cordless power flosser. Another super cool product at the 2022 Consumer Electronics Show is the Infinity Game Table from Arcade 1-Up. Now, this is a company that's best known for their upright arcade cabinet replicas that you may have in your home. Those retro games like Pac-Man and Galaga and all that. But as the name suggests, the Infinity Game Table is a sit-down experience. It lets up to 6 family members or friends sit around this game table to play classic board games on the 24 or 32-inch touchscreen. So we're talking Monopoly, Monopoly, Scrabble, Battleship, Candyland, Sorry, Yahtzee, and many more. I think there's over 60 games built right in, and you can download games as well because it has built-in Wi-Fi, like Harry Potter Wizard Chess, for example. And not only can you play with people around you, but over the internet as well. Really like that. I also really like the haptic feedback. So when you say roll the dice in a Monopoly game, it vibrates slightly. So it gives you that tactile sensation, right? It's pretty cool. Yet you're not going to be losing that pewter piece like in a real board game of Monopoly, or the money's all over the place, or you step on a Battleship piece with your foot. You get the idea. So again, it's called the Infinity Game Table, coming out this month at infinitygametable.com. And then finally, there's a lot of high-tech vehicles unveiled at CES. The joke is that CES is supposed to stand for Consumer Electronics Show, but it's evolving into the Car Electronics Show. And GM is no exception. Their CEO, Mary Barra, gave a keynote speech on Wednesday, the 5th, and they unveiled officially the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado EV. This is a reimagined full-size pickup that delivers up to 400 miles of range on a full charge. That's leveraging GM's Ultium platform that also supports DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts, which means, in plain English, you can get up to 100 miles of EV range in just 10 minutes on one of those DC fast charging public stations. Very cool. I also love the sleek screens inside the truck and support for Super Cruise. That's the industry's first true hands-free driver assistance technology. I got a video of me on YouTube demoing this with a Cadillac, but Super Cruise works on more than 200,000 miles of highways in the US and Canada for hands-free driving, yet very safe. It's so awesome. It'll accelerate based on what's happening in front of you or reduce your speed. It's really awesome and can reduce fatigue on those long road trips. Reservations for the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado EV start now, and this vehicle will be available in the fall of 2023. So as you can see, no shortage of great gadgets and gear and smart vehicles at the 2022 Consumer Electronics Show. We'll continue chatting about CES when we return with Mario Armstrong. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS for those in search of incredible. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, and that includes its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smart watches, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. CES, the largest tech event in the world, was back live in Las Vegas last week, although a bit scaled back because of, what's going on in the world, let's face it. But it hasn't stopped thousands of companies from innovating and announcing new products for 2022 and beyond. Digital lifestyle expert Mario Armstrong is with us to give us a sneak peek into CES this past week. Hey, Mario, good to chat with you again. Happy and healthy New Year to you, my friend.
Hey, happy and healthy New Year to you as well, my friend. Normally we're seeing each other in person, but I'll still take it.
It's not what I was expecting. I think you as well, but looking forward to seeing you whenever that is, hopefully sooner than later. But we're still covering the show remotely. So why don't we start off with some of your highlights?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I did partner up with some great brands. Let's start first with HP. HP came out with this laptop that they introduced called the HP Elite Dragonfly G3. And it's really great for business users and people that are professionals that are on the go. I mean, we're talking lightweight, under 1 kilogram. It's got a 3:2 screen ratio, which gives you much more screen to work with. It's really elegant. It's chrome. It looks beautiful. It's got AI-driven audio technology in it, which I really like because it helps to reduce not only the background noise, which is always helpful, but also bring a little bit more clarity and optimize your voice as well. And then the video chatting. Everybody's doing video chatting. We're going to continue to do video chatting. That's not going away. So if we can invest in better tech for that to look better on camera, I love it, because with this one, it has a 5-megapixel camera that has auto framing, which keeps you centered. And to me, that's just, no matter how you're moving, it's just going to create a much more high quality video chat.
And I know that there's also a lot of smart home tech, including products for the kitchen.
Oh, man, it's gone like completely touchless. It's so much fun. Like Moen has the Moen smart faucets with motion control. I mean, these feature like advanced touchless technology, really a lot of personalization, but you don't have to touch the sink. I don't have to touch the spout or anything. I just swipe my hand over the sensor. If I want cold water, I swipe to the right. If I want hot water, I swipe to the left. And there's other gestures that I can do to have it do other things, which is really great. I can even use, it even has a voice activation, so I can talk to it. I could say, give me a half a gallon of cold water, and it will do that precisely for me. And one of the other things that they're doing is they're also really pushing design in a unique and new way. They have 2 new styles that are coming out that don't even have a handle. So they're sleek and stylish. And just to walk into someone's kitchen and not even see a handle, you're going to be like, whoa, what is that? And so it's really pretty innovative and impressive at the same time.
All right. And I know those models without handles are coming out later in 2022, but the other smart faucets are available now, not just be able to start and stop the flow of water, but adjust temperature by waving your hand as well. Super cool. What other highlights can you share, Mario?
Always music, Bluetooth, and entertainment speakers.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of music tech.
Oh, man, always, because it's just a DJ in me. And once you know how to DJ, it like never leaves you. My kid's at a music college, like it's, so it runs in the family. So I love the JBL Pulse 5. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this thing is a portable speaker that delivers like this really immersive 360-degree sound. It's a cylinder object, but you can see right through it. And inside are like these LED lights that change to the rhythm and the beat of the music. It's so much fun. You're just going to be the life of the party no matter where you are when you show up with this. It's dust-proof, waterproof, 12 hours of battery life on a single charge. So that comes out summer of this year, summer 2022, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
I set you off talking about music. I know how excited you get, but let's circle back and go back to smart home tech. What's new from Schlage this year?
Yeah, it's so true. You get me started talking about music and I'll lose it.
My bad.
The smart home tech is big, man. No, it's awesome to be able to, remotely control your deadbolt from anywhere, which is great. Even assign other codes to other people that may need to come over and don't have a key, all of these technologies. But what's also great, so this is the Schlage Encode Plus Smart Wi-Fi Deadbolt is what I'm talking about. I have one with me here on set, and it really allows you to have that remote control access. It's the first smart lock, by the way, in North America to support Apple's home keys. And that basically means you can use your iPhone or even the Apple Watch to simply tap to unlock your deadbolt. Really, really cool and convenient. And you can control the lock not only from the home app of Apple, but if you have a different device, no problem. You can use the Schlage Encode Plus as well.
All right. We're chatting with digital lifestyle expert Mario Armstrong. And I know your last product is something that we're usually dreaming of as we're roaming the showroom floor in Vegas, and that is a good bed. But there's some tech to this one that you want to end off with.
There is. And normally I love to go over to the Sleep Number booth when they because they got all the beds laid out, and it's just a really quick way to get like 15 minutes of like just resting on the bed, either that or the massage chairs that they have going on. The Sleep Number is introducing the all-new 360 smart bed with a new dynamic bed design, and it also has advanced sleep and health monitoring innovations with this as well. Now, it's going to be available in 2023 for the one that I'm talking about, but I have a smart bed. I have their smart bed now, and many of these things I just don't have some of this newer technology. But they have smart bed sensors that measure temperature, heart rate, breath rate, motion, and more. And one of the things that's new that I really like is that it can detect like an out of the normal sleeping event for you. So say, for instance, Mark, maybe my heart rate was higher than it normally is. It would alert me and I can look at the biometric insights to that through the app. And I can be like, I may need to keep an eye on this, or maybe this is something I should talk to my doctor about.
Mario, always great to chat with you. And I want to just ask you to stick around, come back and chat about a few other things that caught your eye this week. Chat with you in a few. Thanks for your time.
Talk soon, Mark.
We'll be right back with more of a Best of CES roundup. Stick with us. More with Mario Armstrong in a moment.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out. We're back again with digital lifestyle expert Mario Armstrong. He's here to showcase some more of the latest tech trends coming out of CES. Of course, as the largest tech event in the world, the Consumer Electronics Show continued in Vegas this week and online as well, where companies have been busy announcing new product launches and innovations for 2022 and beyond. All right, Mario, thanks again for joining us. Let's continue where we last left off a few minutes ago. What other products are getting your attention?
It's exciting, man. LG is getting a lot of attention. Their TV is getting attention. It's the 86-inch TV. That's the QNED99 mini LED TV. It's an 8K viewing experience. Like, wow. I mean, the advanced color technologies and their new Web OS 22 really helps you personalize it for your lifestyle and what your interests are. And their object brightness booster, this is technology that improves the quality of the picture for higher brightness levels in the movies and TV shows that you watch. And the TV screen is razor thin, so it's going to look amazing on any wall. It's going to be flush, wall mounted. So it's going to be great for Super Bowl or any viewing event or any of your favorite streaming shows for sure. That's really kind of popular. I love headphones too, man. I'm always on the lookout for what's a new pair of headphones that I should be thinking about or having. What's the new technology in them? I listen to a lot of podcasts. I do a lot of Zoom calls. So Shure has announced their Ionic 40 wireless headphones, which I think are great. They sound incredible. They're really soft. I had them on my ears for a couple of hours yesterday, just listening to stuff. Long-lasting battery. We're talking 25 hours of battery life on it, which is really impressive. And you can get a 5-hour battery life in just 15-minute charge. And then I like that you can customize the EQ. So you can adjust the bass and treble for any of your favorite songs or music or things that you're listening to. And it's got environment mode, so you can hear the outside world with the touch of a button, which is really important.
Yeah, awesome. A few minutes ago, you talked to us about a wireless speaker. So now private audio listening. I know you take your music seriously. Yep. Hey, I got to be honest with you. I come up with my best ideas for work in the shower every morning. I come out and then I race to my laptop and I write down all these ideas. Tell me there's something cool in the bathroom space.
So there's two things that you should know about. Aqua Notes, AQUANOTES. Aqua Notes is my favorite go-to. This is how you can take notes in your shower. It's waterproof. It comes with a pencil, and you can tear off the pages, but it suction cups to your shower.
Great idea.
So that you can jot those ideas down in the shower. So check that out.
Thank you.
And while you're in the shower, you want to have a great experience, and that brings me to what Kohler has announced at CES. They've announced and launched their Anthem and Statement Showering Collection. Anthem uses technology that really gives you this more personalized experience in the shower using different shower heads that are in there. So you can actually have hot water hitting your shoulders, cold water hitting your calves, and so much more that you can do. But it really is almost like having your own personal spa experience in your shower. And I just think it's important. We're all talking about mental health and self-care. I'm a fan of showers. I remember doing a hit for Carson Daly on the Today Show one time, and I was like, man, I'm in the shower for 15 minutes. He's like, what? You're in the shower too long. And I was like, Carson, are you clean, man? So it was, I'm a shower person. So this appeals to me, man.
Awesome. Hey, I'm also an astronomy geek, but I have yet to pull the trigger on a telescope. What's new from CES?
Oh, man, this was really impressive. Unistellar EV Scope 2. It's not only impressive to me, I set it up last night to try it out, but it's also a CES Innovation Award winner. So they're doing something right. They're the newest and most powerful and simple to use digital telescope that's out there. You connect it to your app. It's got its own built-in Wi-Fi. You connect to the app, you pull it up, and you can start to stargaze into space. You're looking galaxies, stars, comets. It's got a scientific community that's also in the app, and it gives you things that you can search for. So you're not just hanging out trying to find stuff. You can get some direction, and you can also record things that you're finding and share that with the scientific community. So people have been bumping into things that have really been significant to science and space exploration. So really, really powerful thing there. You'll love that.
Mario Armstrong is going to name a comet after him if he discovers it. we only have a couple seconds left because I know you have to run to another interview, but let's end off on the Tony box. I've chatted about this before, but I know they're making a splash at CES as well.
They are, and I love it. It's my first time actually seeing it, so you got a heads up on it before I did. It's a fun story time companion for kids ages 3 and up, and I love they have the little Tony figures. It's a small little cushiony box, no screen. It's a speaker, and you use the figures to the Tonys, they call them, and you put that onto the box, and your child will hear different stories or favorite songs. But what's also cool is you can record, they can record, or you can record your own song and stories to your kids on there as well, and they can play those back. And it's got 7 hours of battery life, so it's going to be perfect for anybody.
And I love all the Disney figurines you can get for it as well. So very cool. Yeah, really Mario, cool. Always great to chat with you. I wish it was in person, but hopefully it'll be, we'll see you sooner than later. Thanks so much for carving out some time to chat about CES with us. Be well, stay healthy.
You too. Take care.
In the last block, I talked a bit about the Silverado EV from Chevrolet coming in 2023. But I also wanted to share another big announcement in the EV space or electric vehicle space from CES last week. Fisker showed its new Ocean SUV at CES, and that includes its Fisker Intelligent Pilot. That's its autonomous driving technology that uses several cameras and sensors and radar, which has better resolution to see further in front of you, says the company, and can distinguish objects sooner. The Ocean also features, this is really cool, a solar roof, which delivers up to 2,000 miles a year of range with sunlight alone. That is such a smart idea. The vehicle also has a 17-inch rotating screen on the dashboard. That's a world's first, and doggy windows in the back. It comes out later this year, starting at under $30,000 with tax credits. And then Hyundai was at CES as well. The successful car company is evolving into a robotics company as well. You may know that they purchased Boston Dynamics, a global leader in robotics, about a year or so ago. And they've introduced the concept of mobility of things that will power everything from passenger pods, these people movers that will transport you from point A to point B safely, to robotic helpers like that Spot robot. Looks like a dog. It's on 4 legs and can walk around, a company's premises to secure the organization. How cool is that? Or can be used to help someone in a warehouse lift and move heavy objects. Very cool stuff. We also saw that BMW that can change colors. How neat is that? It's called iX Flow technology, which will let future BMW owners change the color of their vehicle with a push of a button. It's called electrophoretic coloring based on e-ink technology. You probably see this in your e-reader, right? Your Kobo or your Kindle. But the BMW would be wrapped with millions of these little microcapsules with a diameter equivalent to the thickness of a human hair, says BMW, that can help the car change its look in varying shades of white, black, and gray. You're not going to change it from like red to blue or, blue to yellow, but very cool nonetheless. But as you can see, no shortage of cool automotive tech at CES. When we return, we're going to chat about those weighted blankets, very trendy. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. This show is powered by Asus, for those in search of incredible. And they did have an incredible showing last week at the Consumer Electronics Show with several new laptops and desktops and accessories. If you want to check them out, head over to asus.com/US/radio and look for their laptops, including their ZenBooks. One of them can be folded. Very cool. I talked about it earlier in the program. asus.com/US/radio. That ZenBook, by the way, is the ZenBook 17 Fold OLED. It's like a 17-inch tablet, if you will, that can be folded in half when you put it away or attached to a keyboard or whatever. Very cool stuff. asus.com/US/radio. It was a simple question I posted to social media the other day. Anyone try one of those weighted blankets? Well, about 275 comments later, between Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, not to mention emails and direct messages that flooded in, the response obviously was huge. And most comments were very positive. People loved these things. And I too only tried one for the first time this week. So I wanted to reach out to one of the leaders in this space, Hush, about its family of premium weighted blankets. Thrilled to have onto the show for the first time, serial entrepreneur and co-founder at Hush Blankets, Aaron Spivak. Good to chat with you, Aaron. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Now, before we talk about Hush, at a high level, what is a weighted blanket all about?
The weighted blanket has actually been around for almost 100 years, and mostly was used in weighted therapy. And essentially what it is, it's mimicking a hug. So it puts a small amount of pressure on various pressure points throughout our body that just naturally relaxes our nervous system. Almost what happens when you get a nice, comfortable hug from a loved one, but you get that all night long.
Or like a baby being swaddled, I guess, right? It's the same feeling, right?
Just ultra comfortable and relaxing.
Relaxing for sure. Is there some science though behind it? I understand it's pressure points, and I've heard it can help people with anxiety and ADHD and insomnia even. This has all been proven over the decades. Yeah, the buzzword or the acronym is DTPS, which just stands for deep touch pressure stimulation. And really what that means is the ability to put an even amount of pressure all over our body. And what actually makes the Hush quite unique is that keeping the pressure even is really important. We don't want too much weight on one side or the other. But once you have that even weight spread across your entire body, it just allows the body to just reduce cortisol, which is that stress-inducing hormone, and just fall into a deep, relaxing state. And then in turn, you get those deep sleeps that we're really looking for. So tell us now about Hush and what makes your weighted blankets unique. As you mentioned, Aaron, they've been around for a long time. So why Hush over others? Definitely. When my co-founder and I first dove into the space, it was simply because we wanted one for ourselves. And then after buying so many on the market, we realized that it was mostly just a big weighted beanbag. And as you can imagine, the weight would fall from left side to right side, and we wouldn't really get that even weight distribution. And then it was also incredibly difficult to wash. As you can imagine, putting a 20-pound blanket in your washer machine, it would almost break it every time. So, we set out to create a weighted blanket, a weighted solution that would work and then would actually replace your duvet. And then since then, we created a zipper tech technology, which fastens the inner weight to the outer cover. It also makes for easy washing. So you can just quickly unzip it and throw your cover into the wash. And then in 2019, we actually came out with the world's first cooling weighted blanket, which naturally keeps cool all night long. As you can imagine, a weighted blanket can get quite warm. So we wanted to create a cooling solution. So for those who sleep hot, they can still enjoy the benefits of a weighted blanket. Yeah, and thank you. Your folks lent me an Iced 2.0 model, as it's called. So it is a cooler to the touch blanket. Is there some sort of science behind that, or it's just the materials that you use? Yeah, so what we did is we took an organic bamboo and then we had it hand shun, which is essentially grinding down the fabric to the point where it's super, super silky smooth, but also very breathable. So if you're, just some people call themselves human iguanas and just perpetuating heat all night long, it allows for the heat to pass through and then it kind of creates a cooling environment underneath. Now, there's no battery or plug-in feature, so it is going to warm up to your body temperature, but it won't store heat as opposed to some other blankets. Like we've got a classic version, which is a warmer kind, and that does store the heat. So for those who sleep colder and want to be like warm and cozy, like a burrito, we have that option as well. Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all scenario, right? And just like you have different weights, which we'll get to in a moment, you have the classic as well as the iced model. So that makes perfect sense to me. And then as for the weighted material itself, it's micro glass sand? Yeah. So when we first dove into the space, the most popular weight or material to weight a blanket was poly pellets, which is essentially like small plastic pellets, which are very toxic and harmful. You don't want to be breathing that in. So we actually developed a glass sand. It's clean. It doesn't sound like a rain stick throughout the night. So if you like to move throughout your bed, you're not going to hear like thousands of beads moving left and right. It's completely silent. And it's a great conductor for heat and for cooling. So it doesn't trap heat or cool. So it allows for the inner to be very breathable and easy to wash. Tell us about how you choose the right weight, because you do have some options. Definitely. The rule of thumb is always 10% of your body weight. We've got queen and king size that can cover your full bed. So what we say is if you sleep alone, aim for 10% and then round up, because you are getting a weighted blanket. So you do want to try a little bit of a heavier weight. It's also a reason why we offer free exchanges. In the event that you get something too heavy, you can always swap it for something lighter. But if you do sleep with someone else and you both want to share the blanket and you get a king size, we recommend to add your weights together. So if I'm 150, my partner's 150, we'll add up to 300, and then we'll do 10% of that, and we'll choose, for example, a king size 30-pound blanket in that situation. So you always want to get close to 10%, but always round up. More with Hush Blankets when we return on Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
We are chatting with Aaron Spivak. He's co-founder at Hush Blankets, and he's a serial entrepreneur. I think you've been doing this since you were a teenager, right? With
for a long time.
Revitasize. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, congratulations, Aaron. And speaking of which, how was your appearance on Dragon's Den for you? I mean, I've seen those clips. I see them circulating on social media as well. But what was that like for you to pitch these investors?
It was one of the most surreal experiences for my co-founder and I. It was at a time in our business which was very pivotal. We were just coming off of a Kickstarter campaign, which broke a record, which was a top 10 Canadian campaign of all time. And we were just really on a high and excited to really innovate in sleep, which has been around for a long, long time, but very typical products were in the space. And we were nervous because there was a high chance that they would just chew us up like they do on TV. So we practiced for a long, long time. And when we came in, we had just an incredible pitch. It flowed well. And it was a unique situation because if you haven't seen the episode, you should check it out because it's one of the only pitches ever to increase evaluation on the show, which made it super entertaining. So a lot of people took eyes to it. And it was great for us as a small brand to just get that initial exposure, which was
no doubt. And congratulations also on your acquisition by Sleep Country. I think that's recent and very exciting. Congratulations. Yeah. So what does this change for you?
That's a good question. Right now, we're very early in our relationship, but honestly, having almost like a big brother available to us as a small brand, we've been sold out of our blankets for months. In fact, some people waited up to 6 months to receive.
Pardon the pun. Waited. Sorry.
We always say it's worth the wait, and we spell wait.
There you go. Trademark. Yeah,
exactly. And people wait, and that's before supply chain issues with Corona. It's just typical for Hush. And that was, unexpected rise in demand, but most of it is just being a small brand and you can't afford to buy, millions and millions of dollars of inventory. And ultimately our customers is who lose. So having a big brother around to help us with warehouse space, help us with logistics, and ultimately give our customers a better experience right out the gate is a huge, huge benefit and value add for us that we're excited about. And that's kind of what it's been so far. And it's something that we just can't wait to build upon for years to come.
Great. Congrats again. Before we wrap up, Aaron, and chat pricing, tell us about some of the other Hush products that you have in the family.
Yeah. So we recently launched the Hush Hybrid Pillow, which was a pillow actually built by our customers. So we are very community driven, and we sent out an email to about 150,000. We call them Hushlers, but Hush customers. And we said, what do you love about your pillow? What do you hate about your pillow? What would be a perfect pillow? And we got back so many different responses. We realized that there really isn't one pillow that fits all. So we actually was set out to create that. So the Hush pillow has a one side cooling, one side neutral. It's completely antibacterial. And then we made it fully adjustable. And the reason why we did that is because some people like big pillows and smaller pillows. And the biggest thing is that once people love a pillow, they can't take it anywhere because you're not going to take it on a plane or anything. So we added a small travel pillow that comes with every single pillow, and you can actually stuff it with some of your extra filling and take it with you everywhere you go. And when we launched it in October of 2020, we sold completely out in 72 hours. And it's sold out right now if you're on the site, but it is coming in. It's tough to keep on the shelves. We later launched our eye mask and our Hush iced sheets, which are cooling sheets made of the same material of our ice blanket. And then in August, actually, we launched our biggest product ever, which was the Hush mattress, which is one of our most exciting things that we've created. It took us almost 2 years to do it. And it's a really comfortable mattress that uses coils and natural foams, all soy-based, no flame retardants, which was really important for us to have a healthy mattress. And they're all handmade and they're made to order, which is really cool.
All right, so let's wrap up on a website to take our listeners to and how much the weighted blankets start at. And again, I know there's a huge variety of blankets out there.
Definitely. Hushblankets.com. They start at $149 and then they go all the way up until $289, which is our bundle with both the winter and the cooling cover.
All right, hushblankets.com. Aaron Spivak, congratulations on your success and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this week's new Tech It Out show, the first of 2022. Feel free to say hi online. It's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C, Saltzman with a Z. Let me know what you'd like to hear on an upcoming episode. And I also write a tech tip of the day on Instagram and Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So hope you enjoy those as well. I'm wishing you a very happy and healthy year ahead. It's a pleasure chatting with you. The show is growing both on terrestrial radio and in podcast form. So thank you so much, sincerely, for your support. Thank you to Asus and Western Digital as well for their support too. All the best, everyone. Talk with you next weekend on a new Tech It Out.